what I see. And don't put in front of you what doesn't belong in you. In the realm of morality and sexuality, we know that had David never looked at Bathsheba while she was bathing, that lust would have never been born. The holiest man in the world becomes weak if he keeps evil in front of him. The holiest man in the world becomes weak if he puts evil in front of him. Mm-hmm. There was a great pastor, and you know who he is, the whole world knows him. But he said, I travel with two men with me everywhere. And he said this publicly, and he has 1 million people in his church. He said, I travel with two men publicly because my weakness is beautiful women. Can you believe he said that?
No.
He said, my weakness is beautiful women. But he said, I know that if I look at them, and they're already said it's going to affect me. I thought, you're a Holy Ghost man. How could you say that? You got a wife, but he knew this principle, never put in front of you what doesn't belong in you. Now, conversely, I believe that if Adam and Eve had filled up on the permissible fruit in the garden, the serpent would have had no impact offering the forbidden fruit.
Yeah.
You've got to stay full. Now, God dealt with me a few weeks ago on something that is so strong, and that's to find 3 things every day that inspired me and put them in front of me. Find 3 things in his world. It's not my responsibility to motivate myself. It's my responsibility to find 3 things that keep me excited. And the Lord spoke to me to remove anything in my house that did not excite me. I went to the wall of some of my relatives. You know, I have, all pictures of your family. And there's 1 or 2 I didn't like. I just flat don't like. Love them in God, don't like them at all. And every time I saw them, I thought of the injustice, the things how they treated my father. And I took the picture off the wall. I had 2 pictures in my bedroom that were beautiful pictures. The interior decorator said they were perfect, but they did not inspire me. One day, they were trying to put a piece of furniture in my house, trying to leave one that I didn't like. I'd circled in a magazine one that I liked and gave them $900, said, go buy this table. I like this table. Well, they tried to talk me into liking the bad one. It's easy to lose me as a friend. It's easy to lose me as a friend. I'll be honest with you. If you try to talk me out of something I love, I lose friendship. I don't know if you're like that. If somebody tries to talk you out of something you know you're supposed to do, know you're supposed to have, doesn't that agitate you?
It does.
And I was angry. And I turned to one of my assistants. I said, go put this song, play it on all the iPods through all the house outside. And I want you, it's November. I said, I want you to do this. Play it till Jesus comes or Christmas Day. But play it. Jesus comes early, then we can stop it. But until Christmas Day. And this was a song. This is the way, I like it. You ever heard that song?
Yes,
It's a Holy Ghost song. It's a Holy Ghost. I have no idea why churches don't sing this. But it's a world song. But I said, play it. I'd heard it somewhere, but I said, play it until all of y'all believe it. Had 14 or 15 of my staff there, and I said, I want you to listen to this. This is the way, I like it. I said, if I like something, don't you open your mouth about not liking it. I want it. This is the way I want it. I said, play it for hours. We played it day and night.
Sure. But it's your house. It should be the way you want it.
It's my house. If you don't put in front of you what you love, what destroys you will be placed in front of you. You must decide. I carry a little case with me every day, a little hand case, and I keep little fragrance, essential oils in there. Because I know if I don't decide what I smell, somebody else will decide what I smell. So I put in front of me what I need. The 5th is, the goal of the 3rd voice is to be the only voice. This was a turning point. The goal of the 3rd voice is to be the only voice. Every time a marriage is threatened, it's because of a 3rd voice. Every time you begin to deteriorate, it's because of a 3rd voice. Identify the third voice in your home, in your environment.
What do you mean by that?
The third voice. In the garden, Adam and Eve, of course, was talking to God. And a third voice entered their relationship.
Okay.
That third voice, not their voice, not the father's voice, but the serpent's voice. The serpent's voice. Manoah told Samson, son, be very careful. But a third voice, Delilah's voice, entered his ear. You can trace all deterioration to a third voice. And I'll tell you something powerful. You'll appreciate this. Your absence empowers those who are present. Your absence empowers those who are present. Something happened one day at the office, and I'd been gone several weeks, and something happened, and I was driving there, and they had a problem. So I said, I can settle it, because I can settle a problem. And when I walked in, I realized something. I'd been traveling around the world, but a third voice had entered the Wisdom Center in Fort Worth, our environment. A third voice who had no respect. The third voice who had no respect for me.
I get it now.
Watch out for the third voice. The goal of the third voice is to be the only voice. Is to be the only voice. In your family, in your business, watch out for the third voice that is destroying your credibility with others. Identify the third voice in your world. Even with you, you and your husband may have a great thing going, and then suddenly you say something's going wrong. But he may have a man with him that works that says, I wouldn't put up with something like that from my wife. I'll tell you what I tell my wife. And that third voice to your husband is now making him cold towards you. You follow me? I remember I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers. And I remember well when a third voice would start talking to one of my sisters. She would have a girlfriend, and she began to take a different role in her home toward her husband. That third voice is deadly. The third voice is deadly. Number 6, write this down.